Hey, let's paint this. Hi there, my name's Carolyn Dunn, and I am a dot mandala artist, and I'd love to welcome you to my channel. Today we're starting on a little piece that I found at a thrift store, and I put one coat of paint on the back. It still needs more. I gave it a good sand first, and I'm going to base paint it in black. It's 9.75 inches. I'm going to do some blending in rainbow colors in this groove. Wish me luck. And yeah, so we'll get started. Okay, we're working on this little plate here today. I've already finished the back and varnished it. And it is just a little plaque. And we're going to paint the front of it black now. Give it a couple of coats. I've put the color palette in the description box. Okay, we're still working on this yellow one. That's okay, it'll take some time. But now we'll go in with our center dot in Glorious Gold. And now we'll use our glorious rainbow colors to create swooshes around that center dot. We start with the large end of the green tool, 3.0 millimeter tool, and then just use a fine tip tool to drag that down into a point. Okay, and so you'll get to run each of the colors 2 times. So once you've done the Pyrrole red on this side, flip it around and do it on the other side. And we'll work all the way around. And the outer edge of those swooshes is 1.5 centimeters from center. Okay, go in with our Dazzling Metallics Purple Pyrrole for the swooshes in the opposite direction. We're placing a 7mm dot in each of the rainbow colors on every other line. And now, using the 1mm tool, we're going to walk dots in the same color around those 7mm dots. We're using the large end of the 1mm tool to create the uppermost dots, and we'll use the small end to walk those dots down. I've placed a row of glorious gold dots at 4 centimeters from the center point and using the 4.5mm tool. And now I'm sketching in some hearts that we're going to paint in the Dazzling Metallics Purple Pyrrole. Now, using the 2mm tool, I'm placing some Fuchsia Pop dots above the top of that flower, and then I'll place a dot on either side of that center pink dot. Here I've created some outlines for some swooshes. The longest part of that outline is at 2 centimeters from the gold dots, the edge of the gold dots. And we'll be using all the rainbow colors. But the swooshes in each one of those sections will all be the same color. So now on either side of the center swooshes, we're going to place another 4 swooshes, and we're going to try and keep them all fairly symmetrical. Now we're placing 8.5mm dots in between those swooshes. And you'll take the color of the swooshes, move to the left, and that's where you'll put that color of a dot. We'll use the large end of the 2mm tool for the uppermost dots, and then we'll walk the dots down with the small end of that tool in the same color as the center dot. You'll also notice that I've added some titanium white dots in between the sets of swooshes. Use whatever tool will work best for you to fit those little dots in there. And now we're using the 1mm tool to drag a sour apple dot down towards that white dot at the bottom. And now we'll use a fine tip tool to drag a swoosh on either side of that. It looks kind of like a little flower. There we go. Beautiful. Large end of the white tool for the uppermost white dots. And we'll walk those dots down with the large end of the white tool or the 2mm tool as well. Now I've decided to do the upper dots that I'm using the large end of the 2mm tool for all the way around, and then I'll follow around with the small end of the tool for the lower dots. Okay, now we're going in with the small end of the 0.5mm tool, and we're just outlining these hearts with the same color of dot as is in the swooshes below. And we'll do this all the way around. Okay, while we're waiting for that to dry, let's go in with the Dazzling Metallics in teal and do a round of dots on the inner rim there, using the large end of the green tool. Okay, so now we're going to go in with the number 7 tool, and we're going to create a dot at the base there, just above those teal dots, and we're using the same color that's in that groove below it. Okay, so we're going in with the ocean blue here. And these dots should be midway between the flower and the heart. Okay, let's place a titanium white uppermost dot there above each one of those using the 2mm tool or the large end of the white tool. And now let's drag down some titanium white swooshes from the top of those flowers. Using the small end of the yellow tool, or the 0.5mm tool, we're going to make some swirly swooshes on either side of these hearts. And we're using the metallic teal paint from Dazzling Metallics. Now, using the large end of the blue tool, or the 2.5mm tool, we're going to make a trio of swooshes here. And with these swooshes, I'm liking to leave the negative space in between them, so they will not join together, hopefully. Now we're using the 2mm tool to place a tiny dot, the same color as the flower base in the middle. So red over red, orange over orange. You get the drift. I love the blended part. I will go in and top dot with metallics like we did with the last rainbow one. And I think then we're going to be ready to clean up and varnish. Okay. In lieu of metallic yellow, which I do not have, we're using Dandelion yellow in the Nuvo crystal drops. Okay, we're adding some Nuvo glitter drops in Blue Lagoon. I'm just adding my last one here. What do you think? Are we done? Are we done, Mrs. Dunn? Okay, let's varnish this. So I'm going to start with this inside rim. And then I'm going to do my outside rim. And there she is, all finished. I love it. I love the blending. I love the colors. It was a nice small little piece to do. It was beautiful. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing so you can see my other videos. Look forward to seeing you at the next one. And remember, keep on dotting.